Hello everyone and welcome back to Mossy Pine Ranch at Elmcreek. We have reached episode number 43 and are now in September. Last time we were busy getting all of our straw bales stacked, and we also baled up and stacked our hay, and we've stashed it here at the ranch yard for some expansion plans that we've got today. Also last time we forage harvested the large grass field 2 and 3 and all the way up to the top here, using the John Deere forage harvester that we rented and the Lizard Trans 70 trailer. Now I was going to use that today, but unfortunately in some testing that didn't quite work out. So we are back to the case and mowers today, and the first thing we're going to be doing is expanding the ranch. That's right, I have been casting my eye across the road for some space for us to expand. In particular, the animal operation of our ranch. That's right, we've got lots of horses, sheep and chickens, and we really need to sort of have some space to grow. So I spotted this area across the way, which is coincidentally right next to the animal dealer, and I think that's going to be a perfect place for us to set up a bigger animal farm. So if we take a little look, we can see that it's this section here that's highlighted. It's $365,000, so a bit expensive, but I think it's going to allow us to really expand the animal operation and produce more eggs from the chickens, more wool from the sheep, and we can have capacity for more horses, which ultimately is going to mean we can sell more horses in the long run. So we're going to buy this new piece of land, and we are going to jump in the case and head over there, and we'll grab the mowers so we can mow up the grass and try and get some money back from our land purchase outlay. So I'll see you over there. And here we are in our new stretch of land. So as mentioned, we're going to try and claw back some money by mowing this up, and I'll mow it into a swath so we can come along with the forage wagon after. That's right, we couldn't use the forage harvester because for some reason it doesn't mow grass that's just naturally occurring in a meadow like this. It needs proper grown grass, but nonetheless we can get this all cracked with our handy Pottinger crossflow, and then we can come along and forage wagon it. So yeah, this is our new piece of land, and we're going to be developing this today for an animal farm, and I think it's going to have some more growth potential in the future. It's got quite a large area that goes all the way to the left up here and up towards the other piece of land that we bought last time, but I'm not going to be mowing all the way around there today. I'm probably just going to cut across here some ways and head up to the area which is going to be our predominant animal farm, close to the animal dealer. So yeah, I'm going to get this all mowed up, and then we can get this grass forage wagon collected and into the fermenting silo. So leave this with me first of all, and I'll catch you when we're done. And there we go. That's the new area all mowed up. Well, at least what I could do. We wanted to keep the trees in, so I mowed around them. And there was a couple of patches that it didn't quite like me mowing, so we just left them, but that's okay. Some of that will grow back because we're not going to sort of landscape over all of it, but I like to make use of the grass when we do expand into a new area, mainly to try and claw back some money from grass silage. Yeah, that's the mowing all done, so we can drop the mowers off, and then we'll be grabbing the forage wagon so we can drop the grass in the fermenting silo, and that can then give us some nice silage for biogas silage money. So let's park this up and grab the forage wagon. Okay, we can grab the forage wagon, and we can see that the cotton in field number 10 is nearing the last stage of growth. Well, it is in the last stage of growth, and in next month it will be ready to harvest, along with our sugar beets that are in the field over there, the dark green. Can't remember the numbers of the new fields. Right, we've got full silage additive, so we can switch on and lower the pickup and start loading away this grass. I'm not expecting huge yields from here, but nonetheless it's going to contribute something towards the funds of the ranch and to try and get back some of that investment money. Yeah, as mentioned, we'll get this all picked up and then we can get on to developing this area into a lovely new animal farm. So I'm going to swoop round all here and see you when we're all collected. There we go, last little slither collected, and that's all the grass forage wagoned up. Now I counted 3.5 loads, so I'm expecting to see around 175,000 litres added to our fermenting silo on top of what we put in there last time from forage harvesting the grass field, the second grass meadow. And yeah, we will see how much we've got processing in here. But let's get this last bit emptied in and then we can take a look. So, fermenting silo, we're now back up to 300,000 litres of grass and we're processing into silage. Now, one little tip that I learned off a YouTuber that I follow and watch, his name is Feldin, and I've mentioned him a couple of times before, but on his No Tractor Challenge series, I saw that he changed the outgoing product output mode on the fermenting silo, and this was something that just didn't click to me. I didn't even realize that you could do this, but I've changed the output mode of our fermenting silo to distributing, and that means that all of that, once ready, is automatically being transported to our BGA. Now, our BGA hasn't got anything at the moment because every hour it drops in the silage there, but what this means is we're not having to do massive sort of transportation exercises to get that silage to the BGA, and that's been busy processing overnight with the grass that we collected last time, and it's going to carry on with all the silage that gets processed from this grass. So that is fantastic. So thanks for the tip on that one. But let's get this parked away now, and we can get stuck into creating our new animal farm. I can't wait. I've been sort of impatiently trying to get that grass all mowed and collected up because I'm so eager to get started, but cannot forget that grass in the area of land that you buy is sometimes a great way to claw back money of the land purchase. Land is expensive in this game, and especially in this map, so we are going to claw back every scrap of grass that we can. And yep, the slightly longer section of the bit of land that we didn't mow, we will look to mow later another time, but eager to get started on the animal farm build. So let's head over there and see what's what. Right, so this new area of land has a nice new water feature, and we're going to keep that in place, and the trees that are around here as well, because that looks quite nice. But I don't think there's probably a good way for me to explain what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to start creating our new animal farm, and yeah, you can see the process as we go. So I'm going to get stuck in, and I'll see you when we're all done. Okay, so we have completed our animal farm build, and I guess it's a yard build as well, because got quite a substantial amount of change in this section. So let's take a little tour and have a look at what we've got. So starting in this area, we've got a nice long red shed, and it's the sort of longer brother of the the one we've got in the other part of the ranch yard over there. And we've got a nice deep shed here as well for parking trucks or longer pieces of equipment. Got a nice white ranch fence going around the perimeter. Can't go all the way around because fencing seems to be very expensive. Here we've got two entrances, one to the right and then one from the main road over there. And here we've got our new silage bunker, silage clamp, and I quite liked the red fencing around the top. Seems to go with our case colour scheme, so that's really cool. Then we've got two sheds which are Bale storage sheds, and I'll be showing you a little bit more about those in a moment when we transport some of the hay and straw bales over. Moving on round here, and yeah, I'm going to have to do some tidying up of the pathways, make them look a bit more natural, and we'll keep adding to this as we go. But here we have a chicken coop, and it is a much larger chicken coop. This one can take 775 chickens, I think it is, but yeah, around the 700 marker, so that is really doubling our capacity of chickens. And these are all part of the fenceless husbandry pack, which yeah is really cool, very well priced, and just opens up the ability to build your own sort of pens. But although they're fenceless, we have given it fences just to look a bit more realistic, and we can hop out and go and turn off these grid markers, and yeah, that just makes it look a lot better. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. Chicken coop. Over here we've got the sheep pen, and yeah, this can house a lot more sheep that we can currently handle. This takes up to 160, 170 odd, so that's really good. And I didn't build it with the chicken coop, but I did think to put a fence in here so we can sort of mimic going in and checking out the sheep. But yeah, we can get, oh, I can open up that little door. That's pretty funky. Yeah, let's turn off the grid markers, close the gate again, and oh yeah, well, let's have a little look in here. What's this? Okay, this is going to tell us the status of all the sheep and everything like that. We can even go in and inspect them this way. Okay, so we didn't need the gate, but yeah, still pretty cool having the gate there. So let's get out of here, close up, and then move on to the horse paddock. Now again, this is a fenceless one, but we've added a nice fence around it, and this says it can take up to 16, but supposedly on the description of the fenceless husbandry mod does allow, or supposedly allows, up to 26, so we're gonna have to do some testing with that. If it only does 16, that's fine, still worthwhile. But again, we've got a nice gate here so we can come in and access our horses. And the main idea here is that the horses can sort of be looked after. So our youngest horses will come here, and then the elder ones will probably stay in the sort of main part of the ranch towards the farmhouse where we've got them currently. So that's it, just a couple of little winding pathways, bit of greenery around, and yeah, as mentioned, I'll have to come and try and make the pathways look more natural, and we will add to it as we go on. See if there's something we can build over in this section here, maybe try some more productions. But yeah, the area that leads on all the way around the corner, following the road, that is quite hilly, so I'm thinking maybe we could try and put some sort of grass field in there if the terrain allows it. But yeah, let me know what you think. This is the new yard and animal farm for Mossy Pine Ranch. So next things, we've got to start prepping stuff ready for animals, so we need to get our bales into the storage sheds. And yeah, as mentioned last time, we will be keeping straw until it's the best time to sell, and the hay we're going to need to stash up as much as we can get, because if we're growing the volume of animals we've got on the ranch, we definitely need to ensure we've got lots of hay. So I think we're going to jump in the Mack truck, because there's a handy little feature with our pallet trailer. There we are, and drop this off, and we'll grab the pallet trailer. There we go, we've got that. So I think this loads from the left hand side. I don't like changing it too much, so let's move over to the hay bales and we can see about picking them up. Right, so if we have a look here, we should be able to switch the loading type to square bales and we can load them up. That's great. So let's just switch that off for a moment, get closer to the other hay bales, and we should have capacity to load all of them. There we go. That is very handy. So that is all of our hay loaded. It says it's full, but it's not. And that's 152,000 litres of hay. So that's what we got out of that field. Pretty epic. I better close the curtain whilst we're in transport. We don't want to be losing anything off the side. But let's mosey on down to the sheds and we can get this deposited. And we can access our new part of the ranch through the entrance here. That's pretty funky. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to add some finishing touches to this. I'm thinking like a mailbox or, you know, a few odds and ends and little decorations. Right, okay, so these are the storage sheds. And they use a handy little mod called Object Store, I think. But yeah, we can probably need to turn this around actually, so let's turn around. We should just be able to open the curtain and I think depositing it should register and it'll sort of automatically select the category. Okay, hay is not accepted here and I know why that is. So if we go to the configure screen, it's hidden, but yeah, there we go. This is the object storage mod and it basically allows us to configure each shed, which is really handy. And so if we click on the top one and click on camera, it tells us which one it is. That's the one on the right, not the one we want to configure. We want to configure this one. So yeah, that's really handy. And we want to configure it to hay bales, square bales, 240 centimeters. Confirm. And there we go. You can see that it started to spawn them in. And yeah, it can only take one type. And yeah, I think based on the size of bale we've got in terms of capacity, it's going to look like the shed is a little bit empty. But yeah, let's just give these bales a welcomed nudge into the spawn point. And they can spawn quite nicely. Yeah, I don't know why that one's not spawning in. Maybe it's because it is not a full capacity bale, maybe? I don't know. We'll keep that there for now. But yeah, there we go. That's hay stored here, and we can come and request it be unloaded as and when we need it, and take it over to the various animal pens. And we put the hay in the one closest to the animal pens, so this one, the empty one, we can put straw in there. Right, so we've loaded up as many as we can get, and it's 3 high. There's a couple of bales floating there, but that's okay. And let's get these into the straw shed. Okay, so we'll start by configuring this second shed to have square straw bales. There we go. And we can unload. And it has stored all but this little stack of 3, so let's give them a little push, shall we? There we go. And that's all of our straw in there. Yep, I think the volume of straw that we've got and hay doesn't really do these sheds justice, but hopefully we can maybe get some good stores, and it also helps with the game having stuff stashed away. It means that it doesn't have to load loose bales, and that can help with your frame rate sometimes, so that's pretty good. But excellent. I think we can probably park our trailer in one of these new sheds. I think probably both are big enough, to be honest. But yeah, let's see where we can stash these. There we go, it does just about fit in there. That's pretty close if you ask me. Okay, so we've got our bales moved, and now I would quite like to move some of our animals. Not all of them, but probably the chickens, the sheep, and yeah, let's say the adult horses. Let's move them all. And to make the job a little bit easier, I'm thinking that we are going to buy a new animal trailer. There's one that we've got, which we've had since the start, and it's a little bit small probably for the scale now, so we are going to sell that and then buy a bigger one. To leave the truck behind because it hasn't got a trailer hitch. Here we go, here's the old Joskin. We can get that taken to the dealership to get some money back. Right, we're back in the truck, and I've set a worker to take the old trailer back to the dealership, and we'll head there as well and bring back a newer, bigger trailer. Absolutely gunning it down to the dealership, but here we are. Okay, so this is part of the animal transport trailer pack. It is a conversion of the Wilson Silver Star, and it does allow chickens to be transported as well, and plus it's got a slightly bigger capacity for all the other animals, but we need it for chickens, sheep and horses. So let's just take a look and buy it. Can't forget our Mossy Pine number plate. Here it is, very shiny, and oh yeah, our workers just turned up with the old trailer. So let's get this hitched up. And here we can take the old Joskin one for sale. It's served us well, moved quite a few animals around in its time, but it's time for it to go because we are upscaling. So let's get that repaired, and we can sell for $16,059. That's alright. Right, worker John is off back to the ranch, and so are we with our fantastic new trailer. So let's get this back and we can go pick up and transport some of our first animals. Oh, driving past our new yard for the first time. Does look pretty. Right, I think we'll start by moving the chickens because they only take barley, so that's going to be quite easy. And I think if we just back the trailer up, we should be able to load them in. Let's try. So we're backed up, and we can load our chickens. So we've got quite a few, 360, so let's get them all loaded up. Right, that's them all loaded. So we can leave the chicken pen, and let's take a look at how these are loaded in here. I can see you in there, chickens. Right, let's get them back to their new home. Worker John is back with the case, and I think I can see the roosters towards the back of the trailer there. Yeah, I like this trailer. Into the new yard, and we should just be able to reverse up and drop them off. There we go, that's them all in there, and we can take a look, see how they're getting on. Oh yeah, I think they like it here. And this is going to double the capacity of chickens that we can have, so that is fantastic. Right, let's go get them some barley, shall we? I'll just drop the trailer off by the sheep because we're going to need to get them next. I can leave this here by the sheep. Hop in the case. Grab the trailer. And grab some barley for our chickens. Now I filled the trailer right up so we can give the chickens the max they'll take, and then we can stash the rest in the farm silo. Here you go, chickens. Wow, they took all of that. Not quite sure why. Maybe this pen has a bigger capacity. Let's take a look at it. So yeah, we've dropped all 22,000 litres. I think this pen just has a much bigger capacity. So yeah, we can probably get all of our barley in there, and that'll keep them well fed for a long time. But we're going to need more barley, no doubt, because the chickens will grow in numbers, which can mean lots and lots of eggs. Right, we'll just fill this with sorghum, and then that'll be ready for when we move the horses. Back in the Mack truck, and let's get our sheep moved. I did want to sort of wait and prolong moving them so that they did use all of their feed. I didn't want the pens to have too much food left in them. Right, that's all the sheep loaded. Took a while because I have to load them all individually because we've got lots of different types. Right, we're at the sheep pen, so let's get backed up and we can unload them. And that's all the sheep loaded in there, so we'll need to give them some hay. Right, so we're at the first pen, and this is all younger horses, so we can collect them all up. So that's the 5 out of there. Another 5 out of there. And we are now full of the horse trailer. We've got 12 of our younger ones. In fact, I think I'll put back 2 of our older ones to take the youngest. There we go. So we are leaving our eldest in the open pens and probably keep them in there until they reproduce, and then we can move the younger ones into the nicer, larger fenceless husbandry, which has got a good shelter in it, so probably better for the younger horses. Right, we're at the new horse paddock, so let's get these guys dropped in. There we go, our horses are in there and looks like they're enjoying the new shelter. That's definitely better for the younger horses to keep them shielded when it's raining, maybe a bit cold. But yeah, we need to park up this trailer now and quickly get the hay to the sheep and horses, and then some sorghum to the horses as well. Sorghum's on its way. And I've swapped into the John Deere as we're going to need the front loader for the hay bales. Here you are, horses, some lovely sorghum to keep you all fed. Greedy beggars, they took it all. Right, we've popped over here to get some hay, so let's get a few bales unloaded. And we can do that by clicking how many bales we want to spawn and doing that. And there we go, 4 bales. Not going to be able to carry them all, I'll do them in 2s. That's 2 bales. Here you go, horses, some lovely hay. Okay, they didn't take it all, but good thing about this horse shelter is I can just leave the hay bales in there and it'll help top up the feed. And the other 2 bales for the sheep. Look at that lovely water. Looks very nice. And here we are, we can give the sheep their hay here. And again, they are all full, so we can just leave that stray hay bale in there to keep topping it up. And one of the great things about these new pastures and pens is that they don't require me to give them water. It's all plumbed in, so we don't have to do lots of different water runs, which is very, very helpful and handy. So that's the horses given all of their base food. They got 60% of the sorghum and then 40% hay, which is really good. It looks like they can take straw with this, and that potentially produces manure, which is pretty good. We've left the older horses in the other pasture, and they can stay in there and probably until they reproduce again. And in hindsight, I probably should have kept the smaller trailer so I can filter the horses around the other pens so they use up all of the base food and hay that we've got in there. The sheep are happy and comfortable in their new sheep pen with full hay, and yet we don't need to give them water, so that's going to save me a lot of work. And the chickens are in their new coop, but they seem to take a lot of barley, so we're probably going to have to put all of the barley that we've got in there. There we go. That is it for today. It's been a very busy day. We have bought this new patch of land. We mowed it and collected up all the grass to help with clawing back some of the money. We built and landscaped our new animal farm with horse pasture, sheep pen and chicken coop, and then we've got a lovely yard around here with lots of shed space, some sheds that take our hay and straw bales, and a silage bunker which we'll hope to make use of in the future. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed watching. If you have, remember to drop a like. If you've got any tips, tricks or things you'd like me to do, and if you want to let me know what you think of the new yard and animal farm, then please feel free to drop a comment. But all that's left to say is I hope to see you again next time on Mossy Pine Ranch, and until then, I will catch you later. Cheers all. Bye bye.